Right, so we given a rectangular based prism there, and we need to calculate the volume and give our answer in cubic meters. The first thing I want to draw your attention to are the units. They want the answer in cubic meters, but the dimensions in the diagram are given, some in meters, others in centimeters. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So that is the starting point. If they want the answer, or if you want the answer in cubic meters, then I suggest that you change all your units, all your dimensions to meters. How is that? All right. So it will be easier that way before we talk about how we work out volume. So can we change that? Like we've got that 100 centimeters there. Change it to meters. And that is going to be 1 meter, right? Then there is 300 centimeters, and that becomes 3 meters. So if you want, the length is 300 centimeters, and the breadth is 100 centimeters, which is 1 meter. And then the height is 0.5. It is already in meters, so we leave it like that. Okay. So now all our units are in meters. Right. Then to work out volume of a prism, I'll give you a formula here. I know you know it. You can write it down. How do we work out volume of a prism? Yes, Ella? Okay, but that length times breadth times height is the formula for a particular prism. I just want for all the prism. That is correct. For a cuboid, it's length times width times breadth. Sorry, it's length times breadth times height. Just like you said. Okay? Length times width times height. That is for this one. But this is not the only prism. So can you give me, just for a prism, generally, a prism? Ano?
So it's the area of the face.
Area of the?
Base shape.
Right, yes. Area of the base, or base area, right?
Yes, sir, times height.
Multiplied by the perpendicular height. Okay. Right, guys, you may need to learn that straight away. For every prism, the volume is found by multiplying the area of the base. So you'll need, first of all, to work out the area of the base, and then multiply that by the perpendicular height. So if you look at our diagram here, let's use this here as our base. So that is our base there. And our base is rectangular, which is why we call it a rectangular based prism. So how do we work out area of that base? So area of base in this case will be length multiplied by breadth, right? Because this is a rectangle, the length is equal to, we said 3 meters, right? The length is 3 meters. And what is the breadth? 1 meter, right? And then what is 3 meters times 1 meter? 3 square meters, right? So that is 3 square meters. So this is the area of the base. Then to get the volume, you need to take that area, 3 square meters, and multiply it by the perpendicular height, which is in this case 0.5 meters. So you multiply that by 0.5 meters, and what do you get? What is 3 multiplied by 0.5? 1.5. So this is 1.5. Then what is square meters, or m squared times m? So do you understand why your units will be cubic meters now? And so that will be the answer there. Guys, it goes for every prism. All you need to do is, if you want the volume of the prism, work out the area of the base, and then multiply the area of the base by the perpendicular height. Yes, Elmarie?
Isn't the half base perpendicular height the half area is that one? Area times base times perpendicular.
It's for every prism. It could be a triangular prism or a rectangular prism or a circular prism. The volume of any prism will be given by that. Let me write it here again. All right, let's write it here again. So we are saying volume of any, where is it? Volume of any prism is given by base area multiplied by the perpendicular height of that particular prism. Okay, guys, do you get that? It's any prism. So if it's a rectangular prism, right, if it's a rectangular prism, then volume will be equal to the base. The base, do we see that the base will be a rectangle? Which is why there is L times B, right? Because we use LB for area of the base, right? Right, but the height is H. So you end up with V equals LBH. If it's a triangular prism, let me draw an easy triangle, a right-angled one, like this. If it's a triangular-based prism, then what is the base this time? Now the base is a triangle, right? And so to get volume, we will first of all need to work out the area of the base, which is actually the area of the triangle. Then what is the formula for finding area of a triangle? Half base times perpendicular height. Okay, maybe let's change this h and make it big, because this h is different from the height for the triangle, right? Okay, so then this is your area, which you now need to multiply by the perpendicular height, which is h, but your numbers will be given there, right? Okay, so still it's base area multiplied by the perpendicular height. If it's a circular-based prism, if it's a cylinder, in other words, then your base is a circle, right? And how do we work out area of a circle? We say pi r squared, right? And if it has a height of h, then the volume is pi r squared multiplied by h. You see that? Right, and then we do get some other prisms which don't have names such as this. For instance, you could get a prism like this. Right, let me see if you can see this. What letter is that? That is the letter L. I want you to accept that all the angles that you see there are 90 degrees. And now, if you have done some bit of technical drawing, you can actually produce a 3D shape from here. Right. Okay, so do you see that this is a prism as well? This is a prism. Yeah, this looks like steps, right? Okay, so this is a prism. But what is the base of this prism? I know that it is sitting, this step is sitting on a rectangle, right? We don't call it base because it is sitting on it, right? We call it base because what we call base is actually uniform right across. So if you take the rectangle that this thing is sitting on as your base or your cross section, then you'd have a problem, because if you go up, you don't continue to see that. So what is going to be our base here? The L shape is our base, right? So this L shape here is the base, right? You need to imagine that this L shape can even be seen that side, right? Okay, so this is the base. So if I know that maybe this is 6 centimeters and that this is 7 centimeters and that this is 4 centimeters and this is 10 centimeters, you see, I can work out the volume of that whole thing there. Correct?
Yes.
So volume will be the area of the green L that we have here, and that answer will be multiplied by 10. Right. So let's work out the area of the L shape. There are many ways of working out the area of the L shape. One way is to, I'm not sure how many of you want to do this. Do we have enough information here? No, I think we need to know this one as well, right? We need to know this one, this part here. Can we make it 5? Okay, anything? 5? Okay, let's make it 5. If I make that one 5, then what is this one equal to? So then this one is equal to 5 as well. Right. And now to work out the area, and what about this one? Do we know this?
Yes. 2.
Right. This one we know, right? Because remember, this is 4 here. It's 4 up to there, but it's 6 up to there. So do we agree that this is 2? So some bit of thinking is needed there. So that is 2. Okay. Then somebody could do this. Somebody could divide this into 2 rectangles, like that, for instance. Then work out the area of this rectangle, let's call it A, and the area of this rectangle there, let's call it B. Okay, so the base area is equal to the area of A plus the area of B. So this is the area of A, and this is the area of B. Give me the area of A, somebody.
So the total
5 multiplied by 4, right? Okay, so 5 times 4. Will you please show me that the 20 is coming from 5 times 4? Okay, so A is 5 times 4. What about B? B is all this now. 7 times 2. Right, 7 multiplied by 2, which is 20 plus 14, which is equal to 34. What are the units? Square centimeters, right? So this is the area of the base. Now we want volume. And so to get volume, we multiply area of the base by the height. You could say the height or the length, because I know that this thing is not going up, so it's like length, but that length can be treated as the height. Right, the area we now know is 34 square centimeters. What is the height or the length of that block? 10 centimeters, like this. So if you multiply 34 by 10, you get 340, and the final units, because this is volume, will give you cubic centimeters, right?